Hey everyone, today we are going down this road. We're the first vehicle of the year, gonna do some inspections. First off the bat, we see water here crossing the road. Where is its culvert? Probably still frozen on a road like this. There's some areas like this we gotta be careful. We don't wanna slide into the ditch or get stuck. We're now going into four-wheel drive, which is gonna help us. Just have to get up here another 50 feet without getting stuck. The snow's pretty deep here, but we're gonna make it. There's some more snow coming up. This road is always notorious for blockages in certain spots. I just want to get to a couple places because I'm curious if the beavers have been there since last year. I feel like there's a few spots they could have clogged it up. Now look at those tire tracks. They look fresh, don't they, from someone else? No, the ice actually will preserve tracks, so you sometimes have no idea of knowing when these tracks are actually made. You see, they just disappear underneath the snow. They just stay preserved, frozen. You gotta be careful here in these spots. At least if we get turned around, it'll be a little easier because we can just follow our old tracks. I see a lot of water gushing down there under this culvert pipe. Let's look out the side window with me. Just spring melt water. It's a bit high, but no clog, no flooding. Looks nice and beautiful. Let's put you back in the windshield. I'm hoping this road improves. If it continues like this for a while, we will eventually turn around. I really don't want to get the winch out. No. We're not slipping. I'm just having a little bit of an issue keeping a straight line there. This other person's tracks, I think this was earlier in the winter because it snowed a few times on it and there's snowmobile tracks over it. If I don't see Bald Road up here, we're going to turn around because this looks like it's getting really, really deep. Okay. We're not going to go down here. I'm going to turn around, and I know how to get to this road from the other end, and maybe it'll be in better shape from the other direction. Now I just need to back up a little ways until I feel good about turning around. Yeah, that's some thick snowpack, and it's solid. You see, I'm barely sinking into it. Really icy, this road. Very compressed because this area had about 5 feet of snow on it not too long ago. Trying to turn around here without getting stuck. Three-point turn isn't gonna cut it. 5 points not gonna cut it. So I don't want to back up too far because the snow's really, really deep against the other side of the road. We'll get out of here, no problem. I know exactly how to get to this road from the other side. It's going to take 2 hours to go around, but maybe we'll find something cool along the way. The other road is plowed. Oop. You see, now coming back, I don't have really a big problem steering because I'm just following the old tracks. All right, everyone, I just parked over here. We've been to this culvert before. It's been maybe 4 years since we've attempted to unclog this one. I know I drove by it not too long ago. This is a higher quality plastic one. It's also buried pretty well. It's in good shape. But it's partially clogged. I think we can get a pretty big gush to come out of it today. When we drove by it a few weeks ago, it was going over that, down there. And now that I got out, it is a little bit damaged. It's getting hit by the snowplow and stuff. They got to add a little bit So I'm gonna mark blue ribbons around it, but I think we got a decent unclogging here. There's a bunch of debris in front of it, but if I remember correctly, the last time we unclogged it, there's something wrong internally. I want to open it up and figure out what I'm remembering from 4 years ago. I believe there's something wrong with it, but we're gonna see. Look at all the beautiful reindeer moss on this tree that's blocking the road behind me. If we look down, there's signs of spring everywhere. Look at that. Today's April 23rd, 2025. Beautiful warm day. All right, everyone, camera number 2 is going. Camera alignment noise. Now let's come over here, break some ice, get in here. This is all from last night. The stick layer is more from over the winter. Last night was pretty chilly. Now the culvert is right here. Let's see what we can do. Ah, it's a mucky one. Ah, right in the face. Ah. See, I told you. I remembered correctly from 4 years ago. There is something definitely wrong with it. It is collapsed in the road. I thought maybe I didn't remember correctly because it looked like it was clogged. Nope. The end of that is completely open. There's a collapse somewhere in the road. So that's never going to go to its potential. That's why I saw it going up and over and down the road 2 weeks ago. Now we got to hang up some blue ribbons to alert road crews that there's something wrong that they've just been overlooking. All right, we hung up blue ribbons to let road crews know there's something wrong. This detour is a main artery and it's very dusty. I'm making dust clouds. It's quite different. You don't see really any snow around here because we're on the sunny side of the mountain. Still, even though we can drive fast here, it's still going to take 2 hours to get to the other end of that snow-covered road. And we're going to see what's up. This is the best time of year to be in the wilderness. You hear nothing but water in the distance. You hear squirrels, birds, just complete silence. We're hours away from any paved road now. It's peaceful this time of year. There's no hunters. It's not hunting season. There's no tourists yet. They don't come out until June. Although with a lot of these road conditions, most people wouldn't want to come out here. Look at this sign that was kind of lost down there. I want to just kind of prop it up where the road crew can see it in. Maybe stick it back in the ground. Or actually, I think I can maybe temporarily put it back up. I can probably zip tie it to one of these tree stumps. If the snowplow doesn't knock it down, I bet you this is going to be a permanent fix. Just one seemed like enough, but I put 3, make it a little stronger because metal can potentially have sharp edges, but that sign's not why we stopped. I just happened to find that down on the edge. I came here because I see there's water built up in this gully. I bet there's a clogged pipe, or maybe it's just retaining a bit. I hear water on the other side of the road, so there's got to be a culvert somewhere. We'll take a peek down here. Maybe it'll give us an idea of what we're looking at. I can tell you the conditions on this side don't look good. Looks like it's coming out of a hole that's kind of crushed. There's a lot of water coming out of there. And this has been backed up for a while because you see the riverbed down there has no evidence of it flooding because it's all backing up over on this side. So now we got to get down here. Those are moose tracks right here. A moose also went down here. I don't know if we're going to be able to find this one, but we'll put a bunch of blue ribbons up if we can't. I feel like it's going to be deep underneath. I can't tell where it is. This ice is still like 8 inches thick, but the integrity of it is probably not very good. This is from last night. Oh, wow, there's a few layers that are almost holding me. Yeah, that thick layer might hold me up, but I feel like it's over my head. There's no evidence at all of where this pipe is. It's most likely somewhere in the center. Let's try to move around a little bit. This gets deep fast. I bet the pressure is just forcing what water you do see on the other side through the blockage. Because even on the other side, it doesn't look wide open. And it takes years to get like that. I'm guessing it's a metal pipe. And because it's probably over 20 feet deep in the road, this is going to be a huge job for them to get down to this pipe. No one's gonna want to do this job. Woo! Still trying to figure out where it is. I slipped a little bit on that ice. We're not going to find this one. I haven't encountered one like this in a couple of years. But we got to put a bunch of blue ribbon up. It's so steep. I'm holding on to little seedlings. Trying to get out of here. That's a steep one. Let's see. It's certainly a metal one. You see the trees growing on the hill. This was put in decades ago. Yeah, that's a bad one. Somebody had marked it before. There's an orange ribbon down there. So I just put up some blue ribbon, and I'm putting a lot of it because another 6 weeks or so, beginning of June, these leaves are going to start growing. And I want to make sure these ribbons are very noticeable that there's a problem, because here's what's going to happen. Eventually, when this fills in, it's not going to push out the road here by design. It's going to come down this. This is why this ditch that doesn't seem to do much exists. This is the spillway for that gully. It's going to come down here, and then it's going to wash out the road. It's likely going to go across this little tiny road down there. If the next pipe by design that's supposed to be able to handle it can't, there's going to be a major washout somewhere just because of how high the road is. So that's why I put a ton of ribbon up in this case. Yeah, if that has to spill, it's going to hit an 18-inch culvert, which is very small. I don't think it'll handle that. Eventually it's going to become clogged enough where that happens. Okay, we got another flood here. Another inspector has marked it. They need a culvert here. Well, there already is one. I kind of want to get out and look at it. It's probably plastic, and I'm guessing it's collapsed. You see the dip in the road right there? Yes, it's plastic. It's trickling a little bit, but more is going across the road than into it. It's very wet here. It's icy. The end of the pipe's wide open, so yep, it's collapsed. It's already marked. I don't need to mark it further. They did just log there, so it's possible debris went in there and helped seal up wherever it's collapsed. Looks like they're starting a gravel pit here. Look at all this wood they have stockpiled. This is for when the roads start becoming solid enough to get trucks in here. Till then, they just pile it against the roads. Once the roads become solid, the mud's gone, they'll transport all of this stuff out of here. Look at this, as far as the eye can go, they've been busy here. See, the road's still pretty bumpy. They'll probably grade it, make it smoother first. I got out again, I'm not sure, but these might be my ribbons here. Maybe, maybe not. I typically make them hang longer so you can still see them if the leaves grow. So this area is flooded here. Over capacity. No, I don't think those are mine. I don't remember stopping at a pipe this big this year. Seems to be flowing in okay. But is it collapsed? Let's see what's going on the other side. Yeah, I think a pipe this big should be flowing more. So let's see if we can see a problem in here. Yep, it's collapsed. You should not be seeing a waterfall in the middle of the pipe like that. Oh, there's beaver debris stuck on it too, so yeah. Piece of junk plastic pipe got crushed by a heavy truck, and it looks like it crushed at the joint, creating a bunch of lips, and beavers built against it. That's why there's a blockage over there. Now we're gonna go for a little walk here, because I think there's another one. Look at all the moose tracks. There's more moose than people out here. Moose is probably the most common animal you'll see up here. We see a couple a day. Look at all this water coming down here, making the problem worse. But the problem's not that bad. There's no evidence of it going over the road. So enough of it's able to leak through. Now, what do we have going on at this pipe? I'm guessing there's something wrong with it, and I'm gonna mark it. We're not skimping on ribbon. I brought like a dozen rolls of the stuff so we can make these issues very extremely clear. Hard to say. Let's get down in the water and see if we can detect another waterfall that's not supposed to be in there. Okay, you can obviously see, let's zoom in a little bit. There's a rise in the pipe, killing most of its capacity. So yes, we're gonna mark this pipe as damaged. Put nice long pieces of ribbon that will dangle down far below the leaves when they grow back. If these were both metal pipes, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Like I've said, 50% of plastic pipes will fail in the first or second winter. And then left behind, you have all this microplastic garbage. The plastic culvert company will tell you it'll last 70 years. That's right, it'll last in the environment 70 years before it starts to degrade. And it'll take hundreds of years longer to completely degrade, as it is microplastic. I like to throw these things up on the road if I can lift them. Sometimes they'll throw an entire piece out there into the woods instead of taking it away because we're so far in the middle of nowhere. It costs a lot of money to get that stuff out of here too. Even the metal's not worth the scrap. But the metal ones are fine because it can rust away and there's no environmental impact. Throw it up like that, the park rangers will pick it up. They don't like to see that. I added a little bit of my own ribbons that hang a bit lower. All right, everyone, we just turned on to the back side of that road that was snow covered. This is not a road that's plowed in the winter, so let's see how far we can drive it and see if we could get to what we wanted to locate today. It's a bit muddy, but there's no snow. That moose right there that's running away, it just ran out in front of me. They don't do that too often. It's usually a deer who does that. I see a lot more moose than deer. Moose usually don't run away. Deer will run across the road for some reason because they think you're a predator, just to confuse you, I guess. That moose just ran across the road. That one's kind of scuffed up. But ticks haven't been a problem for probably the last 3 years. They've had a really good season. That's the most beat up one I've seen in recent years. Look at a moose licking. Let's see if we can zoom in even more. You gonna lick again? 20 times zoomed in. Ah, here we go. I think the moose is eating. It's still chewing. All right, everyone, we got success. Coming up in front of us, if you see that open area up there, that's an abandoned logging camp. They don't really use it. A couple people still live there, but it's mostly just abandoned structures. So this is the same road. If we were to drive another hour, we'd probably catch up to the snowy area, but this is still on the sunny side of the mountain. But what we actually came out here for was this road here, which has a little bit of snow on it, but we're gonna try passing it. Hopefully we don't get stuck. I'm gonna go into 4-wheel drive as a preventative measure. It's a very wet road. We could potentially get stuck in the road. Even a road that looks dry, you can just sink. I'm already bogging right now. We could very well get stuck on this road, but only a mile in is a blockage that's usually occurring, and I want to see if it's here right now. But the portion of road that's not passable, and maybe even this road, I think we'll make it on this road, but we'll just put that in for May's schedule. These roads aren't going to be used again until June, so we have quite a while. And everyone, it is red moose poop season as they eat all the red buds off of the maple trees. It looks like piles of cherries in the road. We only have to make it a mile on this. Let's see if we can do it. I had to get out and look at this beautiful scenery. So this is obviously a cold area. Not much sunlight gets in here, but wow. I've never noticed this one before. We have a gigantic fuel tank they're using as a culvert. And this is gorgeous. That'd be a good swimming hole come August or July. Let's look at the other side. I think it's just over capacity, but I wanted to take a look and make sure beavers aren't involved. Wow, this culvert has a very steep pitch from end to end. Wow, wouldn't want to get sucked through that and thrown down on those rocks on the other side. Definitely not. Yeah, that would hurt really bad if we got sucked through this one. I don't want to turn around. We're so close. I was getting decent traction. I didn't bottom out anywhere. We have about a foot of clearance, but as you see, it pulled me over here. I started going back out there. It started pulling me again. At least the ground under here is, it's not even frozen, so that's a concern. So this is as far as I got. I think I might try again because the snow here is not as deep, and all I got to do is get right here and I should be good. We're so close. I guess it's more in than a mile. We've already come down here 2 miles, and look at the dark colored moose poops are really acting good as snow melt. I don't think this is really that bad. I just don't want it to veer me off. But at least there's stuff to winch off of. Should I just come through here at full throttle? It's a bit icy underneath here. I think I should try just going through here faster. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We're not stuck. I feel like I want to try making different trails. that are away from that muddy ditch. It's gonna pull us back into the same stuff. Yep. My wheels are completely turned to the left, but we're going right. Maybe it's okay. Do not stop. I think we're gonna make it. Yeah, it looks like on camera I'm driving straight, but I'm putting the steering wheel back and forth rapidly right there. Wasn't really doing too much, but we made it through. Here's another deep crevice. Don't get stuck. No. We're gonna do it again with more speed. Yeah, I might be stuck. No. Good, we're not stuck. Were we bottoming out there? No, the tires were just digging holes. Let's try it again. With a little more speed, but not too much speed. I don't want to end up in the ditch. A lot of RPM right now. We're moving though, we're still moving. Nice. Got out of that. That was nice. And on the way back, we'll be able to follow the same tracks, and that'll actually give us reassurance of not going off the road. So that's all good. Feels good now that there's no snow. I'm glad we did that. I really want to get to this location today. I think it's coming right up around this next dip, if I remember the road correctly. Yup, here we are. I could have walked here. And I don't think it's a problem. I don't think the beavers had a chance to build back. We purposely came here really late in the fall so they couldn't rebuild. And those are my ribbons right there, the yellow and blue. I want to get out and see if there's any evidence of active beavers since their pond surface is already thawed out. So all the debris you see down there is from our uncloggings over the past 2 years. They look wide open. I just want to see if there's evidence of the beavers attempting anything. Yes, there is. We're gonna have a fun 2025 here with these beavers. Look what they've already done right here since the spring thaw. It's not gonna make much of a difference, so I'm not gonna bother with camera number 2, but we'll come back out here in a couple weeks. The snow should be gone. These culverts will likely be 100% blocked. Just kick all their junk through. Beavers will not reuse material despite what some people might think. If you take these branches and you throw them up here, they only reuse them if supplies is short. Because when the beaver's adding this stuff, they can smell themselves on it, and they'll know if it's reused, and they'll figure it failed because it's not great material. So they won't typically reuse anything. But we just did a little bit of preventative maintenance, wasted a little bit of the beaver's time. That was probably only a couple hours of effort, but I doubt it was done at once. It was probably done slowly. When it's still cold out, the beavers are usually working kind of slowly. There's typically nothing else down this road, but it's kind of a loop. I'm curious to see if we can make it down there or not. Well, I think we'll leave the rest of this road for May. We now have snow with very steep hills. I don't know if you can see in front of me, that's like 18 inches of snow. I could potentially get stuck if I continue through there. Yeah, I can go around. I can take this left-hand turn and come back out through right there. That right there is just leaves. That little bit of a snow bank there, I'm sure I could just plow through. Yeah, there was a gush of water going across there. That culvert at the bottom of that ditch is definitely clogged. Yeah, coming up onto this road, I did scrape a little bit. It's very deep right there, especially right here. There was a ton of water coming down here, and there's no culvert pipe that I can notice. I want to step out for a minute, and we're going to shut the truck off. We're just going to hang out here for like an hour, catch up on some editing. Then I don't have to do it when I'm very sleepy. I used to do it as soon as the sun went down, but I'm kind of sleepy, so it's good to just take an hour break here and there to catch up on this type of stuff. I can also have lunch. So there was a lot of water coming down here. This must have been like a river. Thankfully, the drainage ditch has some grass in it. It helped the ground not severely erode. Got lots of those little flowers coming up. I'm sure the moose are happy. They have lots of tree buds, things starting to come up. This was quite the current. It even brought some rocks out. I see no evidence of a culvert being here. Actually, yeah, it's right here. So the surge was going through here. This was a massive surge of water to do that. It didn't damage the road though, because everything was frozen during the event. Now we have a culvert here. Wow, it's not even clogged. So what I bet happened here was this was buried under a snowbank, completely frozen in, so it didn't have to get any debris in it. The water didn't even go near it because it must have been completely frozen under at the time of this flood. And this is soft, right? How stinking it would be. Nope. Sure glad I didn't try to drive through that. I would have got stuck on top of that. But I could definitely detour around it if I was determined. We might continue further. I'm going to think about this for an hour. It's not as bad now that I've got out and walked around a bit. This morning waking up was kind of cold. I like sleeping in the cold, but now it's feeling nice and warm out. This week's starting to feel like summer. Everything's starting to melt. We're going to try going down the road a little bit more now. Okay, let's go down here, see if we can get past that very bad snowbank. That's hard. Going slow to make sure nothing is soft. The snowbank's hard, so we gotta go up and over it. Good. We didn't bottom out. Make sure we'll take the same track back out. This snow's not very deep, so we're gonna see if we can actually go through this entire loop. It's no big deal though, because there's no locations on this that we typically go to. A little bit slippery here. There's a culvert, that one's okay. Finally got to the end of it. Okay, I accomplished what I wanted to. Now, once again, like before, we're gonna go on yet again another 2-hour detour to get to the other end of this road, because there is a problem at the other end of it, but there's no need to go through this in good conditions. This takes over a half an hour, this road, and it's gonna get worse and worse as we get onto the darker and darker side of the mountain. This time of year, being on the dark side of the mountain really does make a difference. There's absolutely no snow on the other side. The roads are already dusty. Over here, there's snow. And I hope today's video was interesting, everyone. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.